In today's video, I want to show you how I did this Easter or spring nail design. Just like every time that we use acrylic or we do some sort of design, we first have to prep all the nails. And this is gonna look a little bit different since because I'm using a fake hand, a plastic hand, that what you would actually do on real nails. But what I'm doing is that I'm filing all the nails and I'm making sure that all the sides and the cuticles are well filed, because otherwise the acrylic can fall off and the nail can break. Now that they are prepped, we can start getting the form ready. And the way I do that is that first I break it apart on top and then I make sure that it's symmetrical, because if it's not well prepped, the nail can end up looking a little bit crooked, and that's what we don't want. And also make sure to cut the sides so it can fit well on the nail, because that's gonna serve you as a guide and it's gonna be easier for you to apply the acrylic. And since we're doing square nails, make sure that the form is straight and it doesn't go up or down, so the nail can be the way it's supposed to. Now that everything is ready, we can start applying the acrylic. And just like always, I'm going to try to build this nail by using 2 acrylic beads. And the first one, I apply it between the nail and the form so it can be strong. And also I use this first bead to do the shape that I want. In this case, it's going to be square. And then I use the second bead and I apply it on top of the nail. And then I connect it with the first one and I push it up to the cuticles. But remember to never touch the acrylic with the cuticle, because that's what's gonna make it fall and it's just not gonna hold very well. And after that, we have to check that the acrylic is getting dry so we can apply pressure on the sides and it can have more of a C shape. If you guys are getting started with acrylic nails and this is a little bit confusing for you, my last video was all about how to do basic acrylic nails for beginners. So I'm gonna link down the link on the description box, but in that video I give you tips and I show you step by step how to do acrylic nails by yourself. So if this is kind of complicated for you, make sure to watch that YouTube video first. Also, the way I move the acrylic is that I use the brush and I do little bumps on the acrylic so I can guide it where I want it to be. And since these are square shaped, I'm gonna be using the lines on the form to guide me and make sure that I apply the acrylic as straight as possible so I can create the shape that I want. So just like I did in the other nails, first I'm gonna apply the acrylic bead between the nail and the form, and I'm gonna create the shape of the nail that I want with this first bead. And then the second one, I'm gonna put it on top of the nail and I'm gonna connect it with the first one and I'm gonna push it up near the cuticle. And to finish, I'm gonna apply pressure on the sides and that's gonna be it. This is how the nails look like before we file them. They are not perfect, but that's why we're gonna do the second step, which is filing. What I do when I file nails is that first I go on the sides and I create the shape that I want. In this case, they are square shaped nails. So I'm gonna make sure that all the sides are as straight as possible. And to do that, I'm gonna make sure that I don't move the file around while I'm filing the sides, because that can make them a little bit curvy. And remember that we want them to be as straight as possible in this case. And this is how the nails look like after I file the sides. Now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna file the surface of the nail so it can be smooth and it can be perfect to apply nail polish on top. And the way I do that is a little bit hard to explain in this video, but I go over it on my last video where I explain you how to do acrylic nails for beginners. But I like to file each nail with different files because the end result is much more smoother and it smooths out any little imperfection that was on the nail. When you file nails, make sure that you go from the sides up to the cuticles and then you file the whole surface so it can be as smooth as possible. And this is how the nails look like after they are filed. Now they are perfect to apply some color and do the design. Before we start applying nail polish on the nails, what we have to do is to always clean the dust that was left on top of the nails while we filed. If we don't do that, the nail polish can end up being dirty and the design is not going to look very well. So that's a very important step. And since these nails are pastel colors, I'm going to be mixing this green with a little bit of white to make sure that it's a lighter color. Once I have the color ready, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna use this brush and I'm gonna do a straight line that is gonna go from the left side until all the way down until the right side of the nail. And then I'm gonna go with this brush and I'm gonna be applying the color that we mixed. And like you guys can tell, it's a lot more pastel, which I really like. But if you guys have never applied pastel nail polish, it's a little bit harder to apply because you usually have to go over it a few times. I would say between 2 or 3. So make sure that everything is well covered and well painted. On the second nail, I'm going to be applying a pink pastel, but I didn't really have any, so I'm going to be mixing this pink with a little bit of white, and that's going to make it look lighter and like the way I want it for this tutorial. And just like I did on the first nail, we're gonna do a straight line that is gonna guide us and it's gonna tell us where we're supposed to be painting. And then we're gonna go over with the pink that we made. And make sure to cover the nail a few times so the color can be more vibrant and everything is well painted. If you guys end up recreating this design or this design inspires you, you can always send me a picture on my Instagram, which is called Reina Nails. And also I put a lot of tutorials, like mini tutorials on TikTok. And if you guys want to follow me there, it's also called Reina Nails. But I'm gonna leave all that information on the description box. For this third nail, I'm gonna be using this yellow color. I don't know why, but it looks orange in this video, but it's yellow. And since I want it to be pastel, I'm gonna apply a little bit of white. And just like we did on the other two nails, we are gonna do a line that is gonna guide us. The good thing about this tutorial is that if you guys don't really like the colors that I'm using, you can change it and instead of maybe applying pink, you can apply blue or orange or whatever you want to do. But this design can be changed with whatever colors you want or whatever colors you have around. And if you're starting out doing nails and you're still not too used to doing nail designs, this is a very simple and easy one. In the end of the day, all you gotta do is do a straight line and cover part of the nail with that same color. And for the last nail that I'm gonna do on this tutorial, I'm gonna be using this really pretty purple nail polish, but I'm still gonna add a little bit of white to make sure that it's lighter and it matches the rest of the nails. And we are gonna do this straight line that is gonna go from the left side all the way down to the right side. And like I said before, it's gonna guide us because it's gonna tell us where we're supposed to be painting. And if this straight line is not perfect, don't worry, because in the end of the day we're gonna apply some more color. We're gonna apply some sparkles on the bottom of the nail, so it's not a big deal. And now that the nails are painted, we can apply the sparkles. And for the first nail that I did, which is the green one, I found this nail polish that has green sparkles on, and I just really like the way it looks. I think it's gonna look very pretty with the pastel color. I forgot to mention, but all of these nail polishes have to be cured, which that means that they dry under a light. So I dried the nails each time that I painted them. And in my case, it was 30 seconds, but you should check how much your nail polish has to be cured for. Like you guys can tell, what I'm doing is that I'm applying this sparkly nail polish on the bottom of the nail. And I'm also gonna cure it for about maybe like 1 minute. The next nail was the pink one, and for this nail I'm going to be using this kind of pinkish sparkly nail polish, which I think it looks very pretty. And the way you apply this nail polish is very easy. You just go over it, but make sure that all of the nail is well painted, and sometimes you're going to have to go over it maybe like once or twice. So just go over it until everything is well covered. For the third nail, since it's the yellow one, I'm actually gonna be using this gold sparkly nail polish. I couldn't really find a yellow one, but I think this one works well. The good thing about having a gold sparkly nail polish is that it can be used with so many designs and so many times of the year, so it's always great to have one. And just like I did on all the nails, I'm gonna be painting the bottom side of the nail, and I think it looks really pretty. I like how the yellow and the gold look together. And for the last nail, which was the purple one, I found this really pretty sparkly purple nail polish. I think out of all of them, this one is my favorite. I think it works perfect with the pastel color. And I'm just gonna go over it, just like I did on all the nails. And this is how all the painted nails look like. But we're not completely done. We still have to add the top coat. And I'm gonna be using this one, which is gonna leave my nails shiny. If you guys want, you can still use a matte top coat, which I think it will look really cool next to the sparkles. But the way I'm applying it is that I'm going over the pastel colors. I'm not really applying top coat on the sparkly side of the nail. I don't feel like it's necessary since it's already shiny. And to dry the top coat, I'm gonna leave it under the light for around 1 minute. And this is how the final nails look like. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this tutorial? I think it looks so pretty, and it's gonna work really well for the springtime. Also, if you guys are starting out, this is a very simple and easy design that can be recreated in any time of the year, really. You guys can use whatever colors you want. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys liked this tutorial. And if you did, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you guys. Bye.